Good morning. Starting the day in some pretty epic country. Looking for elk sheds. This is kind of a part 2 mission to find where these elk are dropping their antlers. I came in here earlier this week with high hopes, and I didn't find much. I found 2 antlers and a lot of elk sign. So I was a little confused, wondering what the heck was going on, because there's tons of elk sign, but I only found 2 white antlers. So I went home, got looking on the digital maps, Scout to Hunt, and I found water way out in the desert. I could see elk trails in the dirt going out to this water. And then there's little hidden pockets and canyons where they could hang out and feed and bed. I'm gonna go out and get as far as I can and check that stuff out today. It's gonna be about a 20-mile day. So we're ready. We got water and food. Now we just gotta get down there. So I've just been walking around. As you can see, there's cactus everywhere. Every step you take, there's cactus. So I just kind of walking around looking at the ground, filming as I step, trying to make a joke of how much cactus there is. Walking with my head down. And I just walked onto a freaking giant, kind of weak on his back end, but holy heck. A stud brown elk shed in this meadow. I walked right above it, about 300 yards, 400 yards the last time I was in here. Blends right in. I thought it would stick out much better than that. What a freaking cool shed though. It looks heavy. It's big. That's a dang good start. We're like an hour into our hike is all. Oh yeah. That is a way sweet bull. Look at how big those fronts and that third is. Just kind of dwindles out back here. He's got a good beam, but I can't even describe like what's going on right here on this antler. It's like rippled and melted looking. Let's get a closer look. But just a way sweet bull. He shed early. He's bleaching out in some spots. This is probably early March. Dang, what a sweet find. Done a handful of zigs and zags, not finding it yet. I'm still in play to find the match, but like I said, I'm so far from what my goal was for the hike that I'm just thinking, you know what, I'll make a couple passes through the best spots I can see, and then I can always come back to look for this bull's match if where I wanted to go sucks. This could be one of the oldest elk antlers I've ever found. Wow. It's good to know that, like, you see this and you know, okay, even young bulls that shed in April are down here. So there's got to be bulls in March dropping down here. We're gonna maneuver our way through these cliffs, and we'll soon be to the goal destination. Well, we've gotten to where we want to be. Sat down. Still just the one brown, and then I left that chalk that I found. There's elk sign, there's bull sign up here behind me. Man, I don't know. I think there might be a couple sheds laying up here scattered around, but it's not looking like where the brunt of the herd would shed, which is like where I found this bull and up. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to just get out here and see if there are sheds out here. So we're gonna do a couple loops up behind me, spend about an hour up here, and then if we don't find anything by midday, we'll head back and look for the match to that one or any others. So right now I'm enjoying some lunch. Got all the snacks. A little Ghost Energy. I like their sour flavors the best. Those are probably the better ones. But you can't go wrong with that. That's good. And then obviously plenty of water, probably more than I even need. So we'll fuel up and then we'll get back after it. I don't know, guys. I think it's just weird. Like I've just found this little hidden pocket, and it's almost too good to be true. I think I smelled elk back there. There's all ranges of poop, plenty of cover. There might not be a lot. It might only be 4 antlers laying up in this pocket somewhere, but I think they're somewhere up here. Oh yeah, man, they blend in perfect with this yellow grass. That is a brown from this year. Clear down at the end of the world. Oh my heck. I'm excited. He's not even that big. He's just a tiny 6. But insane to think there are elk out here. It is just no man's land desert. Just a unique, kind of goofy young bull. Pretty much a 5-point. Just a little nub back there for a 6th. Kind of like a dense, good-sized antler for what he is. He's just a young bull. Might find a couple more if I'm lucky, but this was just the goal, to come down here and find elk living and inhabiting this crazy country. Well, we are 8.75 miles in, according to my Scout Hunt map, which tracks everything I do. And we're turning around. The sign just kind of started to dwindle out. So turned around, got back up on a bench, and we're back into good sign. It looks like bull tracks, the right age that we would need, working this hillside. So poke around up here, take a different path back from the way we came down, try to turn up some other sheds. Let's make this, it's been a great day. Let's make this an epic day. You can see where they've been bedding, kind of on this north slope here, pretty consistently. Coming through these cliffs, I thought, let's get to this little point 10 yards in front of me and glass this pocket. Only on my phone. But right there I could see a big brown tines down. Tell you what, this bench looks so good. And what's funny is 2 days ago, I was right across from here glassing. I didn't glass hard, but I didn't see this antler, and that just goes to show that it's all about angles. Because one little tree, one little rock, whatever it is, laying just right, can cover an antler up, block it from your sight. It's a sweet bowl too, really nice 6-point. Beautiful bowl, actually. Look at that, laying on this big red rock. There's his tracks, so you can see very old looking tracks. That is a slammer bowl. Heck yeah. Beautiful. Probably a little bleached on that back end, so probably 2 weeks on the ground, I'm guessing. Oh yeah. I didn't want to jinx it, but I was like, man, pretty bowls like that sometimes shed together. Just looked about 20 yards in front of me, and there's the other side, right there on that hill. It's gotta be, yep, left side. Dang. Beautiful bowl. There's his tracks. Like I said, super old. He looks heavy though. That is bad to the bone, literally. Left side, right side. Up here on this freaking, I don't even know how to describe it, just a big slick rock red bench. Living out the winter. Quick pickup. Windy. This is a sweet bowl though. Love the big royals. Good back end. Way sweet bowl. Pretty heavy down on those bases. Pretty 6-pointer. Give you a closer look at those bases. Good mass. Man. What a set though. That makes the day right there. Heck yeah. It's a good haul so far. Just got back into the boot tracks and the cactus. Got a little white though, and I caught just the tip of that main beam sticking out. Nice. Hard white 5, that's a cool shed. Last year's, laying down here. Probably a young bull, but he'll end up being pretty cool one day. Probably stay a straight 5-point. Yep, last year's. Bring in the sun where you pop some more. Hard white. Took my pack off for a minute to get a drink and my last snack before I push out of here. Kind of show you how I like to strap them on. It's always best if you have a set. Throw them on first. They always sit pretty symmetrical together. If you have an exo pack or a lid on your pack, I like to put the thirds up under those, the straps to that. And then start adding from there, sort of trying to get those beams to line up as tight as possible. Kind of hard when I just have one hand, but you can see like that, those fit perfect right there. I'll get the like a first layer strapped down so they're secure. These are like my, if I was hauling meat, this comes off of the frame. A little bit longer straps. And if I need more for like this little guy here to keep him on, I'll then bring the bottom external, usually between the G1 and G2, and then clip it over right here, and then underneath the third, again, with the bags, back strap like that. That usually keeps them pretty good. You can always go burr up and then tines down if you're gonna be going through brush, but most of this hiking is pretty maneuverable, so that's how I'm gonna rock it. If I had to guess, the big boy's other side is still up there. So maybe next year we'll come in here and find it white. Be like, shit, walked 20 yards from it. Turned around just a little bit too early. But I'd be lying if I said my shoulders aren't tired, if I'm not hot, and ready to go get some pizza or a burger. Can't complain on the day. Of course, you always want to match up those big ones, but sometimes it's good to not and have something to motivate you to get back in here again another time. Or maybe somebody else has found it or is supposed to find it, and they're gonna have like the best day ever finding that antler. It's cool. Had a great day. We'll just freaking cruise now. We got some elevation to climb, and then we'll hit the ATV.